He magics himself fine. So what was the point of any of it? He's fine. He's back to being the Fiend again. My name is Luke Owen, and I love bad wrestling. Join me on my journey through a cavalcade of crapness, watching what many believe to be the worst wrestling matches of all time, to make my friends and you fall in love with bad wrestling too. This is my quest to find the worst match ever. It's time to find the worst match ever. I am Luke Owen, D-A-D. I'm joined by Tempest. And I'm joined by Pete.
Oh, hi.
And this is our journey to find the worst wrestling match of all time. And by extension, find the best wrestling match of all time. This is our
worst match wrestling.
I don't think I'm going to find the best wrestling match on this show.
of all time.
You're trying to say Jenna Sharmell is not the Okada Omega?
In all fairness, it is the best match I've ever seen. So, I think we've already found it.
By extension, the best worst match ever. Last week we had the ECW Chamber. This week, it is The Fiend versus Randy Orton from WrestleMania 37, Night 2. Now, before we sat down to record this, we had a legit moment where I was like, oh, we may have a new number one.
We might have a new worst match here.
I have to watch it. I've only
gotta
seen
watch it
it.
again.
Yeah, that's it. I'm all based on memory.
Yeah.
Maybe, but...
Could be.
You've got to remember that the Damian Priest shooting the arrow and revealing the logo.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh, I want to throw up just looking at that. Shooting the logo of Army of the Dead.
Yeah. If this is your first time here, please do press the subscribe button. Give us a little thumbs up as well. Give your comment down below. What would you like to see go into the cavalcade of crapness for what we pick to be our next potential worst match ever? There are timestamps on screen for the WWE Network and Peacock, so you can watch along with us at home. Apologies, we cannot put the footage on screen. I know we wish we could, but we cannot because WWE will take the video down and then there's no content to be had. So here we go, lads. Are you ready?
No.
I'm looking at Samoa Joe on commentary. I forgot that was a thing.
This is the day after Samoa Poncho. Yeah.
That's right. So, just before we press start, I remember this being really bad.
Same.
This is the death of this is the Fiend's last match. Certainly the time of this recording, anyway.
So far.
Yeah. This is the death of the character.
Yep.
And what a way to win.
What a way to go.
Oh, boy.
Well, here we go, everyone. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Here's Randy Orton.
Randy Orton is making his entrance.
I can remember being very surprised when this match, I was like, wait, they're opening with Wyatt Orton? That's a weird choice.
And here's the other thing I remember very vividly about doing the live reactions to this. We were doing the championship gauntlets where we started off with 2 people. They made their predictions.
Us too, in fact.
Were you the start?
Yes,
Us
we
too.
were.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought it was you and Louie were the start.
Nope.
No.
The 2 of you.
Yeah.
Well, hot dog. I don't remember it as clearly as I thought then.
Yeah.
But I do remember Tempest getting to pick who was winning this match. And who did you pick, Tempest?
Obviously, the returning Fiend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all thought.
Uh-huh.
Because let's cast our minds back. This was a dog shit storyline.
Oh, dude. Okay. I've got thoughts. I've got feelings that I'm going to put out right now. I think I'm a bigger fan of The Fiend than a lot of other people are. I think a lot of other people kind of grew cold on the character. I was that guy being like, it's still good. It's still good. He's great. I still really liked the stuff he did, even after Hell in a Cell 2019 when he took a real big hit. I thought he kind of came back in a little bit. I like the stuff he did with The Miz. I like the stuff that he did afterwards. I know. The stuff he did with Daniel Bryan, I really liked.
That was good.
I was like, okay, like there's still something here to this character. This is okay. And then when we hit pandemic times, I was like, oh, never mind. You know, like I went through a whole cycle of being like, no, he's bad. No, he's got potential. No, he actually hasn't anymore. This whole feud with Orton was butt ass.
This was a bad
This
story.
sucked. Like Alexa was involved and she had telekinesis. She made lights fall
I guess
down.
both. She was mind controlling people.
That's
she was
right.
throwing fireballs.
Remember she used to change?
Yeah.
She used to like in the ring and they would cut to the other person, the other wrestler who'd react, and they'd cut back and Alexa Bliss was in a completely different attire and she actually transformed back into her old Alexa Bliss. And then would transform back into being Fiend Bliss.
Making Randy Orton gargle the black goo.
Yeah.
That's it. Randy Orton got burnt.
Yeah.
Remember Randy Orton
and so did Bray.
Yeah.
He came back as burnt Fiend. Crispy Fiend.
Right. Randy Orton had the burn mask.
He had the burn mask on and everything. This storyline and the story behind this, the actual like production of this match, is that they did not know what they were doing in this match or who was winning or what they were actually going to do in the match or the finish until the afternoon of this show. When finally Vince was like, here's what we're doing.
Do you think you'll be able to tell that when we watch it?
I think I could tell this already by Randy Orton coming out and just being like,
and now you know that, going back and looking at Randy Orton's reaction, he has got a whole like, I'm done. I've been wasting my time. Because these have been feuding since like October.
Well, and wasn't this the catalyst for Orton being like, I really want to work with Riddle?
yes.
Because he had this story that was so bad, he's like, for God's sake, please give me something else. And he picked Riddle, and RK Bro was born.
Yeah, that is a Randy Orton that is done feuding. Randy Orton, who at the previous pay-per-view lost to Alexa Bliss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because of Melty Fiend.
Because of Melty Fiend. And she almost murdered him with lights that she made fall from the sky.
Yeah. And she also really angered Randy's wife.
That's right. She did with the pin.
She mounted him.
Yeah.
She did.
Look at that burnt Fiend.
Crispy Fiend.
Also, look at that picture of Randy Orton that appears to be from like
We got a video package!
Video package. Here's TLC. He's burning Bray Wyatt.
I remember doing live reactions to this TLC angle.
Yep.
And being like, yeah, they legit just set him on fire.
Yeah. Like a Hondo P.
And it was, we weren't like, whoa, or anything like that. We were just being like, he's just on fire, I guess. And they just burnt the Fiend.
Yep. He's dead.
He is dead,
They just killed him. That's what they did.
Set a mannequin on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know what you said about that. That's for sure an actual guy there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I will give WWE credit. They tried to take what was a very bad situation with the pandemic and no crowds and everything, and they tried to do things that they wouldn't have otherwise been able to do with a live crowd.
Alexa's Playground.
I
know. Eva Marie
falling. I know.
That comes after this because that's when Doudrop comes in. And then fireball in the face.
But I will give them credit for trying something different.
So like no, Pete,
Black Goose, so
Pete,
bad.
it's not. This is so.
It's so.
I actually forgotten how this was, but I'm now watching this video package. Randy Orton talked to himself. Randy Orton can't promo himself. I forgot all of this.
There's the lights.
That's where she tried to kill him.
Yeah, that's fun.
Alexa Bliss sitting on the thing with that blue black
lane.
goo.
It's Crispy Fiend.
Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, listen. There is
some, no, but real listen.
There are things that WWE could do with no live crowd.
Yeah.
What they decided to do was make the worst version of their show possible.
Yes.
And I'm not going to give them credit for making that decision.
I'm not going to give them credit for making that decision.
Also, look at all of this work they went into making Crispy Fiend.
Yep.
They had just played you a video package to show you why he is Crispy Fiend.
Yep.
Remember that when this match starts.
It's very important that he's the Crispy Fiend.
Yeah. The whole storyline has been based around fire.
Yep.
It was an Inferno match. They set him on fire. Alexa Bliss burnt Randy Orton. All of this
a gas can. He's going to set him on fire again.
All of this is around Crispy Fiend and being set on fire. RKO.
Randy Orton has been cursed with having to have feuds with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And I don't care what any of these people that are nostalgic for the 2016 to 17 era of SmackDown have to say. That feud was awful too.
I like that feud. It should have ended in a triple threat.
Yes, it should have. But I care not for Randy Orton setting fire to Bray Wyatt's house.
But the crucifix.
The crucifix that he plants in the ground that makes Bray Wyatt go crazy.
Yeah, the crucifix.
That to me is on the same tier as this garbage. They had
It's crispy
the haunted
Fiend.
tractor.
Yeah, right?
The dirty fridge.
Here's a question right now. Here's a question. Where is Crispy Fiend currently? Because he's in a hallway of lights.
He's in the tunnel of transformation because
look at his
he
effects!
magics himself fine. So what was the f***ing point of any of it? He's fine. He's back to being the Fiend again. What was the point of any of that? What was the point of any? And Randy was standing there like, what? What? Why did we go through all of this then?
Oh, man.
If you're just fine.
See, the thing is, this entrance plays, and I'm like,
It was cool,
It's
though, wasn't it?
isn't it?
It was cool, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was for a brief period of time. It was cool, though, wasn't it?
Longer than you think for my expectations. Oh, piss off Alexa's face!
Yeah, it's Alexa's AR, and here she comes, everyone.
She's spooky.
I used to say this a lot on the Raw podcast, and I used to get a lot of heat for it as well. But I said Alexa Bliss with this gimmick is akin to giving Big Show the yes chant. Whereas it is. Look, Bray Wyatt is not over. The Fiend is over.
Yeah.
So we could just put that onto anyone.
Yeah. 100%.
The yes, Daniel Bryan's not over. People just like doing the yes chant. We can give it to Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, she can do it.
She can do it.
It's offensive to me. Like, truly, like, no, we're going to tell you what you like.
Yeah. I mean, that's WWE down to a T, right?
Yes.
And Alexa.
In the last episode, we were talking about how they just wanted to push Bobby Lashley. Vince was
Yeah.
like, you don't care about CM Punk. No, we want Bobby Lashley.
Where this fucking big box
Where
come
did the
from?
box come from? Why is it there?
That's why we had this video package was for the big box.
Yeah.
And Randy Orton at no point has gone like, there's a massive
Where's
box
that box
there.
come from?
And Alexa Bliss doing her half-assed Harley Quinn impression really sucks. She got so much praise at this time. Oh, she's really embracing the character. She's doing a really... It's not great storytelling, but she's doing really good work with that character. I think those people are wrong.
She's winding up the Jack in the Box.
I'm struggling with it at some points. Okay.
Can I remind everybody, this is the opening match. WrestleMania 37 Night 2.
With fans back in attendance.
Yeah.
It's the first match back with
Why
fans.
do they have a bit of paper with it? A bit of paper that's fallen off.
Hey, look, it's the big box man.
Very good.
Second question.
Yeah.
How did the Fiend go from the teleportation corridor to the box?
Teleportation, Luke.
Oh, I see.
You said it.
Right. It's a new Fiend mask as well. I'm glad he got a new one for
Yeah.
the second chapter of this character he's going to have. Do you remember when? I'm going to really cast your minds back now. SummerSlam.
Sorry, just very quickly, you said this was the Fiend's last match. This is also Bray Wyatt's last match before he gets released, right?
Yes. Yeah. Because he has a promo on the Raw After Mania where he says, I really need to reevaluate what I'm doing.
Which is true.
And it's like, I guess Alexa Bliss is this character now, so I don't know what I'm going to do. And then, he's released in like the summer after not being on TV for months on end.
Yep. Wild. Sorry, I cut you off from what you were saying.
I just want to cast your minds back to SummerSlam 2019 when The Fiend debuted. And I know, Tempest, you're not keen on it, but like you were there live.
I was there that night. Things are good so far.
And like we were super into it. And I remember someone sending in an Ultra Chat on the SummerSlam review that said, I cannot wait for WrestleMania when 80,000 people chant hurt, heel. And we never got it.
No.
And here we go. Yes.
Red lights!
Oh, there's a red light on this.
You're an Argy.
I forgot there were red lights here.
There's always red lights. Apart from SummerSlam 2019. There's always red
Didn't they
lights.
not do it at the Rumble?
Yeah, they didn't do it for the Rumble.
Like against Daniel
And
Bryan.
the neck break spot.
It's so corny, this neck break spot, because you can't.
Love it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I remember when he took it into Balor and I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. They just murdered him. Granted,
Yeah.
he's clearly fine, but
Yeah.
He took time off though after that. You can't just do that as just like a spot at the beginning of a match.
Yes.
it's like the pop-up powerbomb onto the ring apron. Like at one point that is like oh my god, like you're off TV for 2 months, and now it's like, yeah, it's a spot in the match.
Yeah.
Is
And-
Bray
and
doing
Bray
his
is-
thing?
He's gonna set up to let people in. He's desperately trying to get this crowd into this.
It really is, yeah.
Because this crowd are puzzled by what is a not puzzle boxed.
Is he going to go for a punt kick?
He's going for the punt, you guys. And there's the deathly silence from
Good
this crowd.
God, no one cares.
To be fair, it's not many of them.
That's true. It's a half capacity.
But
Are
there's
you,
a
trying to
few-
tell me, are you trying to tell me that WWE would not pipe in noise, Tempest?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is not a full building.
It's not a full building,
It
granted.
is still a stadium, though. At half capacity, it is still a lot of people.
And you hear noises at other matches.
Yes. Oh, I don't want to give this any credit. I just wanted for
It
context.
sounds like you are,
For
Tempest.
context's sake, there's not a lot of people there. But there are still several thousand people, and those several thousand people do not care.
No.
Yeah.
There's Mandible Claw,
Mandible,
which,
yeah, which is-
Randy's right back on his feet. That was Bray's finisher right there.
And looks like he's going to go for that old draping DDT of his, maybe. Get through those ropes. Here we go. Vintage Orton, everyone.
Orton making some puzzled faces there as he picked him up.
I'll be honest, this match is longer than I remember it being. and
This is about right.
they've done very
I don't think
little.
it's going too much longer.
And
Hey,
Fiend is
fucked up.
right back up on his feet.
It's like every once in a while it doesn't look like a new mask, and then every so often it does.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's like, oh yeah, that's not what he looks like.
No, he
Into
bonked him off the box.
Into the box.
Oh, right, he hit the box. I
Was
couldn't
there
tell
a
because of the
box?
lights. I thought it was like, why did he bump off the ropes like that?
Yeah, just do it again.
There we go. Nope, it's. I thought we were going to go for some arm ring arrest hold for a second. I think we need to slow this pace down somewhat.
Goes for it again. Draping DDT.
Oh, I feel bad for Randy Orton. I miss Randy Orton. I've decided in like the last couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I hope he's okay.
I will need to go back and check this. I'm just doing this off memory. Has Randy Orton got like the worst Mania track record? Because there were like 3 years where he didn't have feuds. So there's 3 Manias. He's got 2 bad Bray Wyatt matches. He's got a turgid main event with Triple H that no one cared about.
Okay, well let's break this down. Because you got 20 is Evolution against Rock and Sock. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
21 against Undertaker.
That's good.
That's good. 22 is the triple threat for the world title, which is good but
is good,
short.
yeah.
But he's not really the focus of that match.
Yep.
But he's in it. So shout out to that. 23 is in the Money in the Bank match. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but watching him not take bumps.
No, that's where he jumps off the ladder with an RKO. that's
one of
the one time he
that's
did
the
it.
one
and
of
then
the
he
ones he
learned.
did do, yeah.
And then he was like, well, never again.
Not doing that again.
24, he retains the WWE title over Cena and Triple H. That's a pretty good match. And then after that, it falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
Because after that, you've got the Triple H main event, which is terrible.
Yeah.
You've got the Legacy Triple Threat,
Which is a stupid match.
which he shouldn't have won
Nope.
at 26. 27 has a feud with CM Punk, which is fine.
It's good.
Better than people remember.
Yeah, the match is short though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
maybe 10
It's
minutes.
a filler match, really.
Yeah, that's it. It's a filler match, yeah.
You know, but it gives both of them something to do. It's pretty all right. 28 has that match with Kane that's bad because
Yeah.
he didn't have a feud that year. 29 didn't have a feud, faces the Shield
Yeah,
alongside
with
Sheamus and Big Show.
The other lads.
30 has the main event against Batista and Bryan. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. That's good.
Pretty good. It's a great main event. 31, good match with Rollins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great match.
Great
That's
finish.
a great
Great
match.
32, he's hurt. 33, bad match with Bray Wyatt.
match.
34 is in a 4-way for the U.S. title. I remember nothing about it other than Jinder beats
Jinder won,
Rusev.
didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Name's Rusev because screw
Yeah.
Rusev Day. 35 has a a below expectations match with AJ Styles.
Yep.
36 has the longest last man standing match of all time.
Rubbish.
Mandible Claw.
And then has this match
Yeah.
at 37, and then a good 3-way tag
okay,
at
bro,
the
yeah.
opener of.
So it's about 50-50.
It's 50-50. It's not as
Yeah.
bad as I remember it.
Yeah.
yeah, but the things that are bad are real.
Real
bad.
bad, yeah.
And there's not like a lot of
Going for Sister
Stellar.
Abigail. Is this it?
He has
this
not
the finish?
stolen the show in like a one-on-one classic match.
There's flames, and it's Alexa Bliss is on the box.
Is on the box, and she is bleeding
She's
goo.
melting.
Goo.
She's melting.
She is melting black goo out of her head.
It's a lot of black goo right there.
What does this all mean?
We don't know.
It's not explained.
Listen
The
to that.
people are like, what is happening
What
right now?
is this?
It's Holy S Charts.
Holy S Judge. An
Yeah.
RKO. 1, 2, 3. Hot dog. That was rubbish. Oh, there's your thumbnail. There's your
Still
thumbnail image.
losing. He's like, all right, and now I'm getting the hell out of this feud. I've had enough.
On to pastures new for me.
And you know, okay, that was objectively awful.
Bad.
Really bad. For me, the thing that really kills me is that they never explain like any of this stuff
So
at all.
it is a match that is not great, but the sort of bigger picture is it's not thought out.
At all. Yeah.
This is a feud that started with no end goal in mind, other than we'll do Fiend Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But how we'll get there, we'll just make that up as we go along.
And he just stares at Bliss. Bliss stares at him. And she looks at him. He looks at her.
And that's it.
And it fades- fade to black.
And that's the Fiend.
Curtains close.
Yeah.
Wrap on the
Awful.
Fiend.
And like booing from the crowd.
Awful.
Made the-
One
made the
person.
quality.
Woo!
And then booing. Boo.
That guy in the front row is wearing a Fiend mask. You're just going, what?
What is that?
what was that? Yeah.
That was wretched.
It's okay. So
That is so bad.
but the match itself, like breaking down the match, it's just standard Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt stuff.
Boring.
It is
what it is.
But that was going to be my point. It
Yeah.
is like it was every Fiend match in that Fiend no sells everything, so that makes it boring. It's an unmotivated Randy Orton who is never good when he is unmotivated because he doesn't care and just does not try. And you've got a dreadful story surrounding it, a stupid finish, and to Pete's point, none of it means anything at the towards the end of it, because like the following night on Raw, it really is just Bray being like, yeah, well, I guess I'm doing something else. I guess Alexa Bliss is the Fiend now, and then Alexa Bliss starts doing all the Lily shit and like starts like,
Which is awful.
which is dreadfully bad.
Yeah.
You know, that's it's all, and like it really does feel that Vince was like, well, I don't want to work with Bray Wyatt anymore. Alexa will just do what I tell her, so I'm just going to give her the Fiend gimmick instead. You, man. Like, thank you for your character, but you are going to be buried within this match.
I think it was the Hell in a Cell live reactions that we did for that year. And they did like, it was like Alexa against Shayna and Nia was at ringside.
Yeah.
And this is when she was doing the mind control thing. And I was sat there just kind of indignant to it all, just kind of like arms folded, just kind of like, and then at some point, when she is mind controlling Nia Jax into hitting Reginald, I just snapped. And I just said, what the f are we watching? This is the worst I've ever seen. Why are we here?
That's a good argument to make. What were we watching?
There's no explanation. You will never find out what you're watching, because it's all well and good to have a mystery in wrestling. You can have something that's unexplained to set up something later. Granted, I don't think that should be at WrestleMania, because that should be where the stories end. But that's a conversation for another day.
Or the start of something new. Because like that's your end of Orton, but we're now spinning off into Fiend Bliss.
Sure, yeah, we're fine. But you can't just do something and then never explain it. And just like, well, it happened, didn't it?
It's classic Vince Russo booking. Like, we'll start chapter 1 of a murder mystery and then go, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, the more rewatching that and the more we're talking about it, I think this might be the worst match ever.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But here's the leaderboard. So yeah, it is currently Miz and Damian Priest.
Yep.
Then Taker Goldberg. Then the ECW Charger. Then Patterson Briscoe.
Yeah.
And Jenna Sharmell way down the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe the best way to do this is to kind of like move it up. So is this worse than Patterson versus Briscoe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Is this worse than the ECW Chamber?
I would say yes.
Yes.
I would say yes as well. Is this worse than Taker Goldberg?
This is where I'm now curious because I think I still think the Zombies are at the top. I don't think this has surpassed the Zombies.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure whether it is in fact better or worse than Taker versus Goldberg.
I think this is worse than Taker Goldberg because this has much more around it. This was a months-long story.
Yeah.
This was hours of TV building to this. Multiple pay-per-view matches built to this.
Yep.
And they had no idea what they were doing. They had no idea where they were going. And they just made up any old shit and presented it to us and said, now you care about it.
Yeah.
And we didn't. That, for me, makes it worse than Taker Goldberg because that is just, here are two guys.
And it fell apart because one guy got a concussion.
Well, it fell apart, and also they're 100 years old, so of
Yeah.
course it fell apart. It's Heroes of Wrestling, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, Heroes of Wrestling didn't work. So that, like, of course, Taker Goldberg didn't work. This is worse than Taker Goldberg.
Yes.
But is it worse than Zombies?
Here's a thing with this match, and why I think it's also, just very quickly, worse than Taker Goldberg, is that this went off exactly as they planned it.
That's a good point.
This is booked to be awful.
Yeah, it's
Taker
true.
Goldberg was much worse than it should have been because someone got injured halfway through.
Yeah, it's true.
Granted, probably wouldn't have been the best match ever anyway, but it probably would have been, whatever. It got bad because someone got a concussion. This went off exactly as they planned it, and it was dog shit.
And when you say as much as they planned it, as much as they on a napkin backstage,
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
big box,
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss bleeds goo,
Yeah.
RKO Randy wins.
Yep.
So what are we thinking, fellas? Is this worse? Because now it's this versus Zombies. Is this worse than the Zombies match?
My argument for why it is worse is that the Zombies match, while awful, is a, granted, very poorly integrated, sponsored match in the middle of WrestleMania Backlash. It was basically nothing, and it was a feud that was going on way too long. It was bad. This is the opening match of WrestleMania 37 Night 2, which is the culmination of a months-long story with two of their top stars.
Yeah.
It is objectively horrible.
It's mind-boggling how bad it is.
It is awful.
Tempest, where do you sit?
I'm not going to disagree with any of your points. But I think if we're looking at the worst match ever, I think the Zombies is a worse match than this. Because yes, this is at WrestleMania. This went off exactly as planned, and it was wretched. But as you're watching it, for the most part, bell to bell, it's merely boring. It's a bad match. Everything around it is bad. It is poorly constructed, poorly executed, but it's just a bad match with some really ludicrous shit going on around it. That Zombies thing is everything bad. They've got the terrible extras, the zombies.
Yeah.
You've got all the action is bad and it's boring and it's longer than this.
Miz gets hurt.
Miz gets hurt. There's that accident happening where someone gets hurt. There's the product placement element of it with Damian Priest shooting the arrow at the Army of the Dead sign while the zombies eat the Miz.
Yep.
I don't know that I've ever seen anything worse than that.
Here's where we're at then. My vote is that it's the worst match and it goes above Miz Priest. Tempest's vote is it goes underneath Miz Priest.
It's my
deciding
I've,
vote.
I've got the casting vote here. So both are very, very bad. The Miz and Damian Priest was really insulting of the intelligence.
Yeah.
And was one of those matches that made me go, why do I watch this? Like, why do I spend my time, my free time watching this? And in most cases, not my free time is my job. But if I was a casual viewer, why would I spend my time watching this? Equally, though, this was such long television. And I reviewed every single episode of this stupid story, and that was what I got out of it at the end.
Keep in mind as well, you blew a gasket about The Miz and Bad Bunny and Damian Priest.
You sure did.
That is also long-term nonsense garbage.
Yeah, but I think I hated this more. I think I hated Fiend Orton more, but is it a worse match than the Zombies? Do you know what? I'm placing it second. I'm casting it below the Zombies match, and here is my reasoning for it.
Yeah.
So, WWE know that this one's bad. They know the Fiend Orton is bad. They thought Miz Priest was good.
Yeah.
Because Stephanie McMahon told investors, nobody does brand integrations better than we do. They sat back and looked at Miz and Damian Priest and went, home run that one. We nailed that. And so they can't have gone backstage after that Fiend Orton match. And Fiend Orton themselves, Bray and Randy, could not have gone backstage and went like, damn, that was good. None of them, they couldn't have said, we nailed that one, brother. Follow that one. They must have known it was bad.
Yeah.
But Miz and Priest, they probably went and was like, we did our job. We did exactly what we set out to do with that match.
I think this looks pretty accurate.
I think there's a compelling argument for this. I may change by the time we do the next episode. I may change my mind.
We'll see.
But now with this getting filled out a little bit more, like Taker Goldberg down a little bit behind a couple of real terrible ones. That one over. I think everything else is kind of falling into place.
Yeah. We're filling it out and it looks good. Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
That was rough.
Hey,
Christ
Luke.
on a
Luke.
bike.
Yes, Pete.
What's next?
Yeah, you want me to dive into the cavalcade of crapness?
Brewdog box.
The
Please
Brewdog
make me a
box.
bit more happy.
Thank you very much for all of your suggestions. They're all going into the cavalcade of crapness. We're picking them out at random to see what our next match is going to be.
This might be a bigger box of nightmares than that was.
We should get a little Alexa Bliss that sits on top of this.
We should.
You. Right, okay,
Hate
here
it.
we go.
What we got, Luke?
Well, our WrestleMania season continues.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee from WrestleMania last year.
Honestly, there's fun to be had.
This got a lot of suggestions.
Yeah.
This was highly suggested a lot in the comment section. And I think, if I recall correctly, it did win worst match.
It did.
At the WrestleTalk Podcast Awards 2022.
Yeah.
So, 2021 rather.
No, 2022.
2022.
No, couldn't
No, it
the
did,
men's
'cause
men's
the men's
rumble.
rumble.
Men's Rumble was.
It was
up there.
It was up there. It was between that and the men's rumble.
Won the Observer Award for worst match.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
There's stuff to laugh at in that one.
I don't think this is going to top the list.
I think this is going to go more towards the Jenna and Charmel end of
assume
things
so.
because
I
there's
think
going to be a stunner that we'll laugh at.
Oh, God, it's good though, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And by good, he means bad.
oh yes. Yeah.
Vince is
Getting
not
it
drinking
all
that
down
thing.
himself.
Come here.
Oh my God, they haven't cut this. I love it.
So that is next week's episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode. However, please do get your comments in down below because your voices are being heard. Your suggestions are going into the box and we are going to be watching them and ranking them as the worst match ever / best worst match ever. Press the subscribe button if this is your first time here. Give us a little thumbs up as well. It helps the old algorithm and stuff. And we'll see you in 7 days' time. I've been Luke Owen, DAD. That's been Tempest.
Skibbity bebop.
That's been Pete Quinnell.
Babadoo.
And that was worst match ever.
Big boot from Test.
1, 2, no, what happened? Okay, Bob, get out.
What's going on?
Bob's out now, you
He's
guys.
eliminated.
Bob's out, you
I
guys.
think he's gone. Commentary's covering.
What is it with Bob Holly and fucking up pins? It's like this and WrestleMania.